The end of Outlander is coming, and it's not what anyone expected. Leaked details from the set suggest a final season filled with heartbreak, time travel twists, and one of the most emotional goodbyes in TV history. Fans who thought they knew how Jamie and Claire's love story ends might want to think again, because this time, the past and future collide in ways that could rewrite everything we know about the Frasers. Season 7 of Outlander left us standing on the edge of chaos both in history and in love. The American Revolution is in full swing, and Claire and Jamie find themselves torn between duty and destiny. They've survived wars before, but this one feels different. Every decision now carries the weight of their entire family's future. The colonies are changing, and so are the people in them. The once simple dream of returning home has become a haunting echo of everything they've lost. Claire, ever the healer, is surrounded by death and conflict. Her calm, intelligent nature is tested like never before. She faces the question that's followed her since the very beginning. How far can love go when time itself keeps tearing you apart? We see her strength, but also her deep exhaustion. After years of being tossed between centuries, her heart is heavy with the knowledge that peace might never come. Jamie, on the other hand, remains the soul of courage and loyalty. His love for Claire is unbreakable, yet the war around him begins to test his spirit. He's caught between fighting for a cause he doesn't fully believe in and protecting the only family he has left. The fires of war mirror the fires within him. Each battle feels personal. Each victory comes at a cost. Season 7 hinted that Jamie's path might be leading to one final act of sacrifice, something that has fans deeply worried about what Season 8 will bring. Meanwhile, Brianna and Roger continue their journey through time, struggling to balance their modern-day knowledge with the brutal realities of the past. Their story acts as a mirror to Claire and Jamie's, two generations of love trying to survive forces bigger than themselves. In Season 7, their family faced impossible choices that pushed them toward a mysterious new chapter, one that might hold the key to the entire Outlander timeline. The season closed on several emotional cliffhangers. Claire and Jamie separated once again by the tides of war, Brianna's family stranded between centuries, and whispers of an ancient connection between time travelers that could explain everything. Fans were left asking, is time travel a gift or a curse? And that question, that haunting idea that love might never conquer time, is exactly where Season 8 begins to pull us in. The final season isn't just about closing a story. It's about facing the cost of living between worlds. Rumors suggest that the past will come calling, old faces will return. A long-kept secret about the stones will finally be revealed. The story picks up in the quiet shadow of chaos. Months have passed since the last battle, and the smoke of the revolution still hangs in the air. But peace in Outlander is never real. It's the silence that comes before the next heartbreak. Season 8 begins not with war, but with the uneasy calm of people pretending they're safe when they know they're not. Claire and Jamie have found a fragile refuge deep in the Carolina wilderness. The world around them is torn apart, but for a brief moment, they try to build something lasting, a home, a sense of normal life. Jamie repairs the land with calloused hands, while Claire tends to the wounded and the sick, trying to heal both the body and the soul of a world scarred by war. But this peace feels borrowed, like time itself has granted them one final breath before it takes everything away again, according to leaked reports from production insiders. The first episode opens with a dream sequence, a haunting vision of Jamie standing in 20th century Scotland, looking lost among cars and streetlights. The dream is said to symbolize his spirit reaching through time. It's foreshadowing a season that will finally break the barriers between past and future. Fans have speculated that this dream might not just be a dream at all, but a warning, a glimpse of what's coming. There are whispers that Claire begins to hear the stones again, that soft humming that once called her across centuries, but this time, it's not calling her forward. It's calling her back. Something or someone in the past needs her, and that realization will begin to pull at her every waking moment. The same energy that once united her with Jamie might now threaten to tear them apart forever. Meanwhile, the revolution draws closer to Fraser's Ridge. Jamie is torn between loyalty to the new America and the bloodshed that follows every flag. His nightmares grow darker. His heart, once full of fire, starts to feel the weight of destiny pressing down on him. He begins to understand what Claire has feared all along, that every journey through time has a price. And this final one may be his. Leaked dialogue from early script pages. Hints at emotional confrontations. Scenes of raw honesty between Claire and Jamie where they question the meaning of everything they fought for. What if love isn't meant to conquer time? Claire whispers in one supposed exchange. Then maybe it was meant to survive it, Jamie replies. These words capture the entire soul of Season 8. A love story too strong to end, yet too fragile to continue. The world around them is changing fast. Brianna and Roger, trapped between timelines, are rumored to discover a journal, one that could unlock the truth about how time travel began. It's said to contain the names of others who walked through the stones long before Claire did. And one of those names might be someone she knows. Season 8 sets up a story not just about endings, but about echoes, how love, pain, and memory ripple through generations. Every secret revealed, every time jump, every goodbye in this final season will carry the weight of history itself. And as the first episode fades out, fans will realize the war was never just about freedom. It was about fate. No one expected the leaks to go this far. What began as small whispers in fan forums has now turned into a storm of spoilers, and if even half of them are true, Outlander Season 8 will be the most emotional and unpredictable chapter the series has ever seen. This isn't just another season of love and loss. It's the unraveling of everything the show has built for nearly a decade. One of the most talked about leaks describes a betrayal that cuts deeper than any sword ever could. Sources claim that someone close to the Frasers, a friend we've trusted for years, will turn against them, forcing Jamie and Claire to question who they can truly rely on. The betrayal isn't for money or power, but something far more painful: love. Rumors suggest this twist will shatter the fragile unity of their circle and lead to a death that sparks the season's darkest moment. Another major leak points to Claire's growing connection with time itself. In Season 8, she begins to experience visions, flashes of future and past overlapping, showing her things that haven't happened yet. She starts to understand that time isn't a straight line, but a living thing that remembers. And as the leaks describe, those memories begin to haunt her. The boundaries between her two lives, the 18th century and the modern world, start to blur. Some even say Claire might face a choice that could erase her from both timelines entirely. Jamie's arc, according to insiders, is tragic yet heroic. One leaked script excerpt suggests he becomes a symbol of fate's cruelty, a man caught between destiny and desire. In a rumored battle scene late in the season, Jamie leads a group of rebels knowing he might not return. His motivation isn't victory, it's love. He fights not for land or loyalty, but to protect Claire's chance to live, even if it means losing his own. This scene, if real, will mirror the emotional power of his goodbye before Culloden, but with a twist that connects directly to Claire's future. Meanwhile, Brianna and Roger's storyline reportedly ties every piece of the Outlander myth together. A mysterious journal found in the ruins of an old chapel reveals that the first time traveler wasn't a stranger. It was someone from their own bloodline. This revelation changes everything. It suggests that time travel runs in the Fraser DNA, meaning their entire story, every heartbreak, every reunion might have been destined long before the stones ever called to Claire. Another shocking leak claims that a child will play a central role, not just as a family member, but as the key to the stones themselves. Some sources say this child is born between times, able to sense moments that others cannot. Fans believe this could be Brianna's son Jemmy, who has already shown signs of a deeper connection to the timeline. If true, it would mean the future of the Frasers isn't just written in the past, it's written beyond it. As these leaks spread, one thing becomes clear: Season 8 won't just tell us how the story ends. It will challenge what we thought the story even was. The idea of home has always driven Outlander, but now, that home may no longer be tied to a time or a place. It may live only in memory, in the echo of two souls who refuse to let centuries keep them apart. And as fans brace for heartbreak, One haunting question echoes through the leaks. Can love still find its way when time itself breaks? Every Outlander fan knows that time has always been both a gift and a curse. A bridge that brought Claire and Jamie together, the same force that keeps pulling them apart. But according to the latest leaks, Season 8 will finally reveal what time really is in the world of Outlander. And the truth is far more haunting than anyone imagined. One leak, reportedly from early production scripts, claims that the stones are not just portals, they are living echoes of lost souls. Every traveler who passes through them leaves behind a fragment of their essence, creating ripples that shape future events. This means every journey Claire took, every choice Jamie made because of her return, was part of a loop that had already been written. In other words, they were never escaping fate, they were fulfilling it. The twist, if true, changes everything. Claire begins to experience something she's never felt before, a disconnection from time itself. Her visions grow stronger, showing her pieces of moments that shouldn't exist yet. A battlefield that hasn't happened. A gravestone with her name on it. A child's laughter echoing from the future. These visions start to overlap, pulling her mind apart as if time itself is collapsing inward. The leaks suggest that this builds to a chilling realization. Claire is becoming unstuck in time. Jamie, ever the heart of the story, notices the change before she does. The leaks describe one scene said to be one of the most emotional moments of the entire series, where he tells her, "If time is taking you, then I'll follow, wherever it leads." That single line, whispered under candlelight, captures the soul of their bond. They've crossed centuries before, but this time, the journey won't have a way back in the final episodes. It's rumored that the stones begin to call not only to Claire but to Jamie as well. This has never happened before. It's the show's biggest hint that Jamie's connection to time has always been more than emotional. It's spiritual. Some leaks suggest he was always meant to cross, but never found his moment until now. The energy between them grows unstable. Time begins to fold in on itself, connecting their memories, dreams, fates into one. Then comes the leak that broke the fandom. Claire returns to the future, but not alone. The final act reportedly takes place in 20th century Scotland, where Claire awakens, older, exhausted, and alone at first, until she sees a familiar figure walking through the mists of Craigh. It's Jamie, alive, changed, not a ghost, not a dream, but truly there. The theory goes that time itself finally bends for them, granting one mercy after years of pain. However, there's also a darker ending floating around among the leaks, one that claims Jamie never makes it through. In this version, Claire returns alone, carrying the weight of their story with her. She writes their final chapter so the world will remember him not as a legend, but as a man who loved across time. It's poetic, tragic, and deeply fitting for Outlander, whichever version turns out to be true. One thing is certain, the ending will not be about who lives or dies, but about what remains when time runs out. Season 8 isn't promising closure, it's promising legacy. The idea that love is the only thing that survives the centuries, as the leaks suggest. The final image of the series might mirror the very first, the stones. The wind and the sound of a heartbeat echoing through time. A full circle. The beginning and the end, intertwined forever. And when that final moment fades to black, fans will realize it was never just a story about time travel. It was a story about love refusing to fade, even when the centuries demanded it. Behind every leak, there's a heartbeat, and this time, it's the cast themselves who have given away more than they meant to. Season 8 isn't just another chapter for them. It's the final goodbye to a world they've lived in for nearly a decade. And according to new reports and subtle onset hints, the emotions behind the camera might be just as powerful as the ones on screen. Catriona Belf, who plays Claire Fraser, has reportedly described filming the final scenes as saying goodbye to a piece of my soul. Insiders claim she was seen holding back tears during a wrap day speech, thanking Sam Heughan, Jamie Fraser, for being her partner through centuries. The emotional tone between them wasn't just acting. After all these years, their chemistry has become a rhythm, a connection that mirrors the deep, almost spiritual bond of their characters. According to crew leaks, the production of Season 8 felt different. The set was quieter, the pacing slower. As if everyone understood they were capturing something sacred, the last heartbeat of a story that has meant so much to millions. The final season was filmed under heavy secrecy in Scotland, with multiple decoy scenes shot to mislead paparazzi and prevent spoilers from spreading too early. Some crew members even wore shirts, reading "Don't mess with the timeline," a cheeky nod to the show's obsession with fate and paradox. One intriguing rumor suggests that Sam Heughan personally requested changes to Jamie's final scene. He wanted it to feel earned, not heroic. In interviews, he's spoken about Jamie's humanity, that his strength has always come from his heart, not his sword. Sources claim he pushed for a quieter, more emotional farewell, something that honors both the character and the audience who's grown with him. Meanwhile, Catriona's portrayal of Claire reportedly reaches new emotional depths. The leaked production notes hint that she performs much of her final monologue in one continuous take. No cuts, no breaks, just her voice, trembling with love and grief. The scene is said to mirror her very first moment at the Stones in Season 1, completing the circle with haunting symmetry. Supporting cast members also add weight to this farewell. Sophie Skelton, Brianna, and Richard Rankin Roger have teased that their storylines finally make sense of everything, rumors suggest. They filmed several alternate endings, some set in the 1700s. Others in the modern world to keep the true finale secret even from the crew. One insider described it as a puzzle with missing pieces that only fits together once you see the very last frame. And then there's the rumor about a surprise return. A familiar face from the earliest seasons has reportedly been spotted on set, though the identity is being tightly guarded. Some believe it's Frank Randall. Others think it's a much older version of a beloved character returning to tie together the show's time-bending narrative. Whatever it is, this comeback is being described as the emotional key to the ending. Even the soundtrack is said to play a major role in shaping the final emotions. Composer Bear McCreary has reportedly created a final theme blending the melodies of every season, a kind of musical time travel that echoes the show's legacy. The last few minutes of the finale will feature this score as the camera drifts over the Stones one last time, leaving fans with that familiar chill, the sound of history whispering goodbye off camera. The bond between the cast and fans has never been stronger. Behind-the-scenes clips show laughter, tears, and gratitude. They know what Outlander has become, not just a show, but a shared journey through love, loss, and time itself. Season 8 isn't only the end of a story, it's a farewell to an era, and the people who brought it to life are leaving pieces of themselves behind in every frame. The moment the first leak hit the internet, the Outlander fandom exploded. Within hours, fan forums, Reddit threads, and TikTok edits were filled with one burning question: how will it end? And what's fascinating is that every fan seems to see a different ending. Some hopeful, some heartbreaking, but all built on the same deep love for this timeless story. One of the most popular theories sweeping through fan circles is what they're calling the circle of time. It suggests that the entire Outlander saga has been caught in a repeating loop that Claire and Jamie's love story isn't just a journey across time, but the thing keeping time itself alive. In this version, every time Claire travels, she unknowingly resets the cycle, making sure that their love story begins again in another era. The idea is haunting and strangely beautiful. That their souls are forever chasing each other through history. Another powerful fan theory claims that Claire becomes the first traveler. This twist would mean she's not just part of the story, she's the origin of it. Fans believe that when she finally steps through the Stones for the last time, she ends up centuries in the past, becoming the very legend that future travelers like her once heard about. It's a perfect paradox. She's her own beginning and ending. Some fans even believe the final shot of the series will reveal her walking into the fog of ancient Scotland. As the Stones hum one last time, but not every theory ends in reunion. A more tragic and deeply emotional version making the rounds is the silent return, In this ending, Claire does make it back to the future, but Jamie doesn't. Instead, she lives out her days as an older woman, quietly keeping their story alive through her memories. Her home becomes a place of mystery, filled with old letters, maps, and a single stone from Craigh done on her windowsill. It's the kind of ending that would break hearts, but also stay true to Outlander's theme, that love isn't always about staying together. Sometimes, it's about carrying someone with you through time. Fan reactions to these theories have been nothing short of emotional. Many have admitted that they're both excited and terrified for the finale. TikTok edits using slow violin covers of the Skyboat song have gone viral, often captioned with lines like, "If he doesn't make it." The end of Outlander isn't just a conclusion, it's a farewell to a journey that has lived across centuries, its hearts and worlds. Season 8, if these leaks are true, doesn't end with a bang or a battle, but with silence, a silence that speaks louder than words. It's the sound of two souls finding peace after lifetimes of running through time. The final scene, according to insiders, is set at Craigh where it all began. The wind howls softly through the stones. The grass is damp with morning dew. The camera doesn't rush, it lingers, as if even the lens doesn't want to say goodbye. Claire stands there, older now, her hair streaked with silver, her eyes reflecting the memories of every century she's lived through. She places her hand on the largest stone, the one that once stole her away, and whispers something the audience never fully hears. It's her last secret meant only for Jamie. Then, in a heartbeat, a shadow moves in the fog behind her. A figure, tall, familiar, steps forward. He doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. Claire turns, and for one perfect moment their eyes meet. The music swells, a slow, emotional version of the Skyboat song, woven with echoes of every theme from every season. They reach for each other's hands, and the light from the stones flickers around them. The leaks suggest two possible endings from here. In one version, they both vanish into the light, leaving the world behind, walking together into eternity. In another, Claire stands alone as the light fades, but she smiles, because she finally understands Jamie was never gone. He's been with her all along, through every lifetime, every breath, every second stolen by time. The series ends not with loss, but with peace. The final narration, whispered over the sound of wind and waves, reportedly belongs to Claire. Her voice says something like, "Time is not a straight line. It bends for love. It waits for it. It remembers it." And if you listen closely, you can still hear it in the stones, in the wind, in every heartbeat that refuses to fade, as her words echo. The camera pans upward from the stones to the Scottish hills, to the endless sky, before fading into silence. No music, no final words. Just the sound of nature, as if time itself is taking a breath. Fans will likely sit in stunned quiet as the credits roll, realizing the show didn't just tell a story about love, it proved that love is the one thing time can never erase. Behind the scenes, the final moments of filming were said to be emotional beyond words. The crew stood together at the stone circle, watching Catriona Balfe and Sam Heughan wrap their last take. When the director called cut, no one moved. Some cried. Some smiled, because they all knew this wasn't just the end of a show. It was the end of an era. Outlander began with a woman lost in time and ended with two people finding home not in a century, but in each other. That's the true message of this story. Love doesn't need time to exist. It is time, eternal, infinite, and unstoppable. So when Season 8 finally arrives, prepare yourself. Not for war or mystery or magic, but for the quiet beauty of goodbye. Because in the world of Outlander, endings aren't really endings. They're just another beginning, waiting across the stones